Welcome to Perspectives with Asima Silva. Today's our 100th episode, and I am very honored to cover a very, very important topic. On this show, I've covered international, local, inspirational, educational topics that mainstream media does not cover properly. And today, I'm going to cover the Gaza issue, the Palestinians, the starvation, the trauma, the genocide that's happening with our tax dollars. And it's personal because I'm going to be sharing with you the experience that my cousin, who is currently in Gaza, who is there volunteering at Nasser Hospital, and shared his reflections, his experience, what he's witnessing. And I'll be honest with you, it is very difficult. During the course of this episode, I will try my best not to get too emotional because when it comes to children and trauma, it is very difficult for me. But it is too important not to do, and I need to share it with the audience in hopes that we can start talking to our politicians and spread the word and awareness of the atrocities that are happening there. We need to change this. It's unnecessary, and we cannot be complicit in a genocide. So I would like to share with the first clips is the introduction of his organization and the doctors who are there with him.
Hello, my name is Mark Bronner. I'm a board-certified emergency physician practicing in the United States in Oregon. And I came to Gaza with Rahma Worldwide to provide some respite care to the physicians and surgeons here at Nasser Hospital. And I came with an open mind. And what I've seen has just been absolutely catastrophic, abnormal, out of this world pain and suffering and injury to women and children. I don't see any evidence of warriors. I see malnourished fathers and daughters. I see pregnant women with their, babies ripped from their womb by shrapnel. I see small children, comfortable in their red sweater, having to have it ripped off of them and expose their body with their arms just completely annihilated. And it's just relentless. It's, day after day. We've been here for 3 days, and, every time we know that there's a so-called food distribution, we know that there's going to be annihilation. And, the first couple of days, we were seeing a lot of isolated injuries, head or chest or abdomen. But today, it's reported that tanks have been used at the food distribution centers, which makes sense because we're seeing multi-trauma. We're seeing head, neck, chest, abdomen, extremities, many, many deaths. And it just doesn't have to be this way. This is something that's just got to stop. And I am absolutely impressed by the staff at Nasser Hospital, the nurses and the physicians and surgeons and techs, allied health people, and the foreign visitors coming together and working, relentlessly to try to save lives. And it's just an amazing experience. One that I'm so happy that I had the chance to come here and make. But it's something I'll never forget. And I've been trying to think of another example in modern history of a medium-sized community hospital that is, having to provide mass casualty support to millions of people. And I just don't know of any other example. This is a really unique phenomenon. And anyway, I'm so happy to be here. It is so intense. I find myself wanting to cry constantly, but I just don't have the time, moving from one person to another. And I'm very happy to bear witness to this. And I speak to you earnestly from the heart, and I really hope the world listens and takes some type of action. I want you to, do it now, not tomorrow or the next day, but this very second when you see this. I want you to reach out to your sphere of influence, your family, your friends, your politicians, and demand, justice. This is just abhorrent, and, we're complicit if we don't do anything. Each one of us sitting on the couch, listening in our car, we're complicit unless we take some action. And I encourage you to do that. Thank you.
Hello and assalamu alaikum. My name is Syed Rahman. I'm a board certified interventional radiology physician, born and raised in America. We came here with Rahma to also provide help and respite for the physicians here working at Nasser Hospital, the only functioning hospital in all of Gaza for 2 million plus people. And I want to really give a message to our Western audience. The Eastern audience knows the genocide, but the Western audience really needs to wake up here. So, humanity, wake up. What we're seeing here is abnormal. We are seeing an absolute annihilation, an execution of humanity from children, from pregnant women, from women nursing. And the execution of human beings is not the only problem. It's absolute starvation. Everyone is hungry. People are losing 15 to 20 kilograms in the last 30 months. I have come here for not even more than a week, and I've talked to hundreds of people, and almost everyone is on the same boat. They work 24-hour shift here, take a bus 1 hour home, go to their tent, from neurosurgeons to orthopedic surgeons, all living in tents because of the situation that has unfortunately developed here. This is a man-made issue. It can be reversed immediately if the world decides to wake up. And we are a testament to this. My colleagues who came here from America, we are not better doctors than the doctors here. In fact, we are learning from them. Rather, we are witness to the tragedy that's happening here. And unfortunately, we from the West have a louder voice, and that's why we need this message to be heard by you. So please wake up and do something. Talk to your politicians, talk to your friends, talk to your families. We need this to stop immediately. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to share the reflections that my cousin has shared with my entire family. I thought it was very powerful, and I would like to share it with you. So I'm going to read it. There's about 8 different points he made. The first point is to physicians. Come here. Keep your showing off and attitude at home. There's no room here in this blessed land. This place is serious as it gets. People are hungry and desperate and sad and depressed, but have better faith than you. And when you come here, and don't think of that you're a better doctor than them, because you're not. Come here as a doctor to get you through the door, but stay here as a human and a brother in faith. They will love you. 2, to the non-doctors. There's not much you can do to get money and aid here. There are some local food pantries which help, but they have more than enough money to do what they need to do. It doesn't hurt, but some are corrupt and profit off the lack of food too. And it's hard to know who's legit versus sketchy. And I'm actively trying to find out the most reliable ones. 3, the faith here is real. Most people submit wholeheartedly to God. They wait in patience for their chance to become a martyr. Most are so sick of relocating they're willing to die in their homes, which is basically a price of concrete with no walls or a tent. Use these people's faith to improve yours. The hunger is real. There is no food besides the absolute necessity, no snacks, no meat for 3 months, and more. Same for fruits and other products. Fast. To feel for the people of Gaza today, I hear a Hafiz is someone who memorized the Holy Quran, told me that first he knows someone who has fasted every day here since October 7th. These guys have nothing and they only have fasting. We have everything, yet we don't fast. If you really want to feel for the people, eat until your pantry empties to absolutely nothingness, including your fridge, and then experience that for months. Eat 1 to 2 small pieces of bread a day and some beans. They have lost over 1 to 20 kilograms on average in 3 months. Malnutrition is real. Read about the Prophet's life and learn about the boycott. It's real and it's happening here. 5, family. Love your family. These guys will do anything for their family. They hold their dead kids' heads with brain matter leaking out through their fingers just to hold them one last time. 6, make prayer for Gaza and wait for God's victory and the demise of the evil empire that is. Make prayer against the hypocrites of Gaza and the world who created more bloodshed and confusion. 7, be grateful that you have shoes to walk in, that you don't sleep in a tent with a quadcopter looking down on you, that you can eat when you want and what you want, that you can move freely, that you aren't split from your family, and if you are, you can visit them whenever, that you can go to the mosque, the temple, or church without harm of bombing, that you have your faith, that you have brothers that will vouch for you on the day of judgment, called the cousins, if you truly love them and ask for the best for them, that you have good health and the lack of bullets in your body, that you don't have to walk 5 kilometers just for flour, that you have any and every fruit imaginable at your supermarket, that you get confused what color apple to get at the store. People will literally pay hundreds to have an apple here. 8, make prayer. That you can come here when it's time to rebuild, it's all hands on deck. That time, our women and kids and men should be creative on how they can fix the trauma to all the innocent women, kids, and men of Gaza. The people should come here as doctors, engineers, and fix infrastructure and systems in any way possible so that they can help when God's victory comes. And may God bless them all. So one of the clips I'm going to share with you next, and those were his recommendations, which I thought were powerful to not only our family, and that's why I wanted to share with the people. What I want to share with you next is another clip of the doctors. Now, they were concentrating, of course, there's lack of food. Adults are suffering. Mothers, nursing mothers, pregnant mothers are suffering. But they decided to concentrate on the newborns and baby children, especially the babies who are relying on formula. And I'd like to play this clip so that you understand the gravity of the situation.
Think of your children, think of your nephews, your nieces. No one would want this wished on even their worst enemy. So we pray that you open up the borders and get some more milk and formula for these dying babies.
Today we're here in the pediatric neonatal ICU, where we have here a 28-year-old premature baby who is unable to be fed their special formula. Now, unfortunately, this formula is very, very short on resource and will be running out in less than 48 hours.
And this is a plea to all people of the world, governments, non-governmental organizations, everyone. Here in Gaza, there in this hospital, this pediatric hospital, we have more than 100 children that are suffering from malnutrition and starvation.
Now, this is the time to act. We have less than 48 hours. The aid trucks are literally a few kilometers away and are stopped and blocked from coming in. We have thousands and thousands of babies under the age of 6 months old who are at risk of starvation and metabolic disease. Please act now and help us save these lives. She's coming into the hospital solely to get some glucose through her IV, as food is so scarce and she's requiring it. This is the way that she literally is surviving due to the food shortages and due to the mass starvation.
I just wanted to show the dire situation of how low the formula milk supply is here in Nasser Medical. So we are pleading for everyone to please talk to your governors, talk to your senators, open up the borders, because these patients are literally having a slow and painful death. Here, you can see that there is such limited supply. We are rationing the formula.
The extreme shortages in resources, supplies, equipment, and medications. We appeal to the United Nations. We appeal to the World Health Organization, and we appeal to all organizations around the world to be able to help organizations like Rahma and others to be able to bring in these supplies to this population, to bring in the supplies to this strip. So that our colleagues are able to use them and our patients able to benefit from them.
We're asking all governments to think out of the box. We're asking Trump to take action. We're asking the European Union to take action. And I am personally not going to eat until these kids get formula. So this is personal. And I want to resonate with all of you. We need to take action. This is not a religious or political thing. This is human lives. And we need your help. So please go to www.GFC25, Gaza Formula Countdown 25. Thank you.
As you saw, the Gaza Formula Countdown 2025 is on. Please look it up. Call your senators, call your congresspeople, and spread the word. These babies are in need. They need formula. They're literally dying of starvation. The next clip that I wanted to share with you is NBC also covered this trip that my cousin is on, trying to cover the situation, the gravity of the situation again, babies dying, starvation. There is humanitarian aid at the border, ready to go. We're just kilometers away from these kids. It is absolutely ridiculous that we can't get food to these babies. And I'd like you to watch this clip as well.
The NIC unit in Nasser Hospital in Gaza, Aya, is just 4 days old, born premature, suffering liver failure, and totally reliant on formula, which is in short supply.
We're relying on the supplies that we have, extremely limited. They're rationing every day.
Doctors here, including several visiting American volunteers, say Gazans are starving because Israel, which controls all access to Gaza, only lets in a trickle of food, and that getting to it can be deadly.
It's a common term. It's a death trap. It's a slaughterhouse.
The doctors here say almost every day they treat dozens of Gazans wounded while trying to reach aid distribution sites run by an Israeli and American-backed group called the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, set up to replace the UN and ensure that aid is not stolen by Hamas. But human rights groups say the new system has a fatal flaw. As desperate Gazans rush for supplies, many have been shot at by Israeli troops. 410 killed this month, according to the UN. Doctors here say 14-year-old Fahad was killed while trying to collect food. The boy was brought back to Nasser Hospital along with the empty bag he'd hoped to fill and take back to his family. And while our team was filming, this boy was brought in. His name is Jihad. His family says he was shot by Israeli forces while collecting water.
Can you ask him to lift his leg? Okay, so left leg weakness and decreased sensory sensation.
Probably has some spinal cord injury.
So we're suspecting a spinal cord injury.
The doctors say he has a bullet by his spine. They worry he may never walk again. The Israeli military says it does not fire on civilians at those aid sites, but has acknowledged that soldiers have targeted individuals who approach them, appear threatening, or are in unauthorized areas.
As you can see, there is a lot of very unbelievable situations that are happening in Gaza. Children who are desperate for food go to what is told is safe to get food for one or two humanitarian trucks that go in. And unfortunately, the snipers are shooting at them. They escape. Some of them don't escape. Some of those kids that have been shot at, as you see in the clip, my cousins have seen. My cousin has seen, and his colleagues have also seen. It's just unbelievable. And out of hunger, out of the fact that they are just so hungry, some of these kids try again, knowing that they're walking into a death trap, knowing that they're going to be shot at. And I just want to imagine, you all to imagine, what if it was your kid? So please, for the next clip, we're going to go again where ITV has also covered the situation.
Whilst the world has been watching the conflict between Israel and Iran, the horrors inside Gaza have continued. Israel's blockade of food for millions of starving Palestinians has not eased. Today, the United Nations said more than 400 Gazans have been killed in the past 4 weeks by the Israeli military whilst trying to get aid at controversial new collection points. Vital infant formula is also being blocked. British and American doctors volunteering in Nasser Hospital in southern Gaza have shared harrowing footage with ITV News, and a warning that this report from our correspondent John Ray contains some of the footage of very ill babies and children you may find upsetting.
You're listening to the faintest sounds of hope, where there is precious little. But no one sleeps peacefully here. Not when reality is so disturbing.
So there's just skin and bones. And also he has recurrent chest infections.
This is Hassan. He's 3 years old. He weighs less than a child of 3 months.
He has also rickets, so hypovitaminosis, decreased vitamin D. He is unable to hold his legs up, his arms up with it because he has no energy. He is unable to cry.
These are premature babies in the Nasser Hospital.
Here, there are newborns already running out of time.
So, some of these babies will literally stay here until they die.
Their basic need is their biggest weakness. Israel's blockade means there's a shortage of formula feed that could prove fatal.
We just had a discussion with the director of the pediatrics here, and they're letting us know that the supply is only good for another 48 hours. And here, we're rationing them, just giving little by little to the babies that need it the most. And those who don't get it are unfortunately slowly dying.
The Israeli government won't allow ITV News and other media into Gaza. But a team of volunteer doctors has kept diaries for us. Too often, a record of despair.
He looks like an old age, an old age.
Israel insists it doesn't target children or any civilians. It says Hamas hides even in hospitals, and the wards of Nasser have not been spared attack. The sound of Israeli drones is a constant companion for British surgeon Goher Rabor.
Oh, the bombs keep dropping. This is the kit we have.
Along with the fear, there is frustration.
We've got these very old stapling devices. They just don't work. Needles are flying all over the place. The knife is being handed to you and just getting thrown around. There's no metal bowl, kidney bowl that it goes in. So safety is just non-existent.
These are civilian medics, and this is their first experience of war.
Gunshot, entry, exit? Yeah.
We can show only a fraction of what they witness in the raw.
How old is she?
13 years old.
13 years old.
Him bullet through his brain.
We're told these casualties come from another bloody incident at a US-Israeli aid station.
It's horrific. It's awful. No one should be enduring this. A young boy here, maybe about 10 years old.
The doctors say the victims were shot while they waited for food.
It's just blood upon blood, and we're just exhausted. And it's been 20 months of this, over 600 days, and we're just exhausted. And these just innocent killings just do not stop.
Perhaps they dream of peace. Perhaps some will live to see it. But for Hassan, the little boy barely the size of a baby, it's too late. He died overnight. The food he needed, trapped a few miles away, beyond a checkpoint. Close, but not close enough. John Ray, ITV News.
Too many unnecessary deaths, especially of children. As you have heard, not only does Israel claim that they don't target children, but the evidence says otherwise. In fact, there was an Israeli army leak that quoted, "We are ordered to shoot deliberately at unarmed Palestinians while they're waiting for the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation aid." This is completely a genocide. This is not a war. This is a war against innocent women, children, and men. And we have to speak up. We have to get together and speak up, because we in the West are actually complicit, because our tax dollars are actually aiding this genocide. Our next clip is really about the videos that my cousin has sent. Some of the images I am not showing. For example, he has seen bombs from the window where he's at from Nasser Hospital, still coming down in Gaza. It has not stopped. Iran is a distraction. Every time we are distracted by something else and another lie, the bombs keep happening. And you know who suffers? The children and innocent men and women. So please take a moment to watch the clips that, as seen from my cousin, who's currently there and helping Gaza at Nasser Hospital. As you see, this was a very difficult show for me to do. I almost got emotional a couple of times because when it comes to children, it's very sensitive. What I would like you to think is, what would you have done during the Holocaust? What would you have done? Would you have spoken up, or would you have been complicit? Because we are in the 21st century Holocaust, and we're watching it happen, and our tax dollars are paying for it. And many of our public and political leaders are not seeing the truth because they're either lined with their pockets with foreign interest lobby groups, or they just don't really realize that this situation is happening. So let's speak up. And again, this is our 100th episode, and I'm honored to cover a topic so serious and so influential that we can change the trajectory of this country to actually start investing in ourselves, in our schools, in our children, in our education, instead of sending billions of dollars to a foreign country that believes in apartheid, genocide, and literally starvation of children. So thank you for joining us on Perspectives with Asima Silva, and I hope you look up all the information that I shared with you today.